Hey Internet, this is Fiona Gilbert. It is October 2020 and happy World Menopause Month. I am going to share my menopause story with you because, quite frankly, COVID. I've received a lot of messages from people and a lot of people I've actually treated remotely because between COVID, the lockdown, and menopause, there might be a lot of people wanting to kill a lot of other people because of menopause. So, what would I know about menopause? To start with, I went into menopause when I was 36, and that was quite a few years ago, but here is my story. I come from a family history of happy 40th birthday, happy hysterectomy weekend. For some reason, we develop really horrible fibroids, and it usually requires not just ablation, but a full hysterectomy. And for me, it started happening when I was about 33. And by the time I was 35, I had a fibroid in my uterus about the size of a grapefruit, and I think I looked pregnant about 90% of the time. So I made the decision to have a hysterectomy, and I was sitting in front of my OBGYN, and she says, well, let's discuss what you need taken out. And I'm sitting there going, what do I need taken out? I thought we were just removing the uterus. Well, in terms of preventative medicine, it turns out that you can actually remove a lot of different things. So we had the fallopian tubes removed because there was a higher chance of cancer if your fallopian tubes were intact after a hysterectomy. We also removed my cervix because, again, there was a higher chance of cancer if it stayed intact. Didn't need an ovary, so goodbye to that. And I thought it was just going to be a fairly simple surgery, and it turned out to be one of the biggest surgeries of my life because it had so much reverberating consequences. And I woke up from the surgery, did the rehab, did the physical rehab. My pelvic floor and my bladder felt like it was going to fall out of me at any time, and that recovery was a lot harder than I thought. But what I wasn't prepared for was it throwing me into menopause, and at such an early age. And the thing was, I think the thing I wasn't prepared for menopause was the fact that everybody just said, well, join the club. You have a really shitty club and I don't want to join it. But here I am, a card-carrying member of it, so how can we make it a better club? I wish I knew then what I know now about menopause, and so that's why I'm doing this video. First of all, I would sit there, it kind of crept on and then it suddenly happened. I was the person in New York City in the middle of winter with her face pressed up against a window going, oh my God, can I take any more clothes off? And can it be any cooler? I think the hot flashes were possibly one of the worst things that could ever happen to a woman. All those memes, all those funny cards do not do it enough justice. And for me, I ended up having a hormonal vaginal ring because every time I sat down or stood up, either I was leaking from bladder leakage, or my vagina felt like it was on fire because it was sitting on sandpaper. Here I was at 36, and if I never had sex again, it would have been too soon. So you have all of that, and I started working with people in that space. They were a little bit older than me, but we were going through the same thing at the same time. So things I want to talk to you about is breast health, pelvic floor health, emotional health. There's a level of depression that sets in that you never thought was even possible. And it's all physiologically and hormonally related. I know what I'm talking about. I created this bracelet about 18 months ago for my girlfriends, and it is based in quantum bioenergy, and it's the menopause bracelet. I think the best review I ever got of it was people saying to me, I don't know what happened, but it made me take the edge off, and I didn't want to kill everybody around me. So over the next month, what I want to do is talk to you about this, talk to you about various aspects of this and why it's important, and why you don't have to take the, well, this is what happens at my age. This is how it is now, suck it up, you'll be fine in 10 years, because you don't want to lose 10 years of your life. Learn from my mistakes, take my protocols. Don't do this alone. I think that's the most important thing. We bitch about it with our friends. We kind of jokingly talk about it with our spouse. Let's not do it. Let's be practical about it. I've been through it. I've done it. I'm on the other side of it. Thank God. I wish I had the skill set. I wish I had the toys and the tools and everything leading up to it. So I'm going to share everything that I have and what I've done. It may or may not work for you, but I want to at least give you the resources to be able to get through this with the minimal amount of stress and the minimum amount of distress. Don't let anybody tell you that this is just something you have to suck up, because you don't. So message me with your questions. Let me know what you want to know, and I'll be happy to talk to you and share what I have.